When I was 18 years old, I took a Greyhound bus from Florida to California with $1,000 in my pocket and a dream to play college basketball. My trip cross-country was like jumping into a pool of water, cannonball style. Cowabunga! I've been living in California since 1989. I'm Veronica De Jesus, and today I'd like to share with you how I've not let my mistakes define me. First, I want to share with you a failure in judgment that almost cost me my future. Secondly, I want to share with you a personal connection that impacted me greatly. And thirdly, how I have a powerful interest in community and carrying strong ideas across that finish line. So, how did I manage to brave my way from one way of life to another? I finished high school. I had dropped out 2 months before graduation. I was working at Sizzlers as a salad bar specialist. See, when I was 17, I chose to leave home. I would wake up, have a beer for breakfast, and go to my job at Sizzlers. I lived with a family of drug dealers who had deep ties to the mafia. It was a really dangerous environment for me to be in. There would be piles of cocaine all around. When I was at work, I got a phone call. It wasn't my dad or my brother. It was my high school counselor. She found me, and she cared enough to make a phone call. And she said, "You can still graduate. You can still go to summer school." I got B's in both my classes. So I just proved to myself that even though I put myself in a very challenging position, I was able to overcome that obstacle. I remember the day that I left. I had this feeling overcome my whole entire body. I saw my future self. I remember getting out of there, and I didn't look back. I was racing towards who I wanted to become. Because I listened to a high school counselor, I have learned the power and importance to have people in your life that really see you and the future of you. I see myself working together and partnering with institutions, corporations, and community centers to further the goal to bring people together. I really see myself creating a platform really focusing in on art, education, and creativity. The goal would be to bring our best selves forward. I would like to create a foundation called Future Visions. The foundations would provide free services across the country. Services would include but not be limited to counseling, woodshop, art, and family services. As you've heard from me today, life was a lot about listening and a lot about learning from my mistakes. I started my story with the fact that I took a Greyhound bus from Florida to California with just $1,000 in my pocket. And because of a phone call from a very caring person, I'm a high school graduate. And even though I'd never played college basketball, with the help of a high school counselor and a very hard lesson from a family of drug lords, and my own personal self-will and determination, my mistakes have not defined me. Rather, they've helped shape my voice and have helped me to see what the future can really hold.